Now live on CNBC TV 18 is Hemant Biswa Sarma, the Finance Minister of the state. Mr. Biswa, appreciate you joining us. Assam has become the first state to ratify the GST Constitutional Amendment Bill, but the hard work starts now. It's in the winter session when the GST bill will be taken up. I want to understand what is your point of view on the appropriate GST rate, sir?
I think economic advisor to the government of India has already gave us some idea that what should be the standard rate and the other rates. He has given an idea. But now GST Council as a collective body has to decide about the rate. And I think when we from the state and central government will decide, and on our table various data will be available, I think we will be able to take a decision which will help both the consumer as well as the government to protect its revenue.
But sir, you know, the CEA's recommendation was a rate between 18% or 18.5% as the standard rate. The empowered committee of finance ministers don't agree with that recommendation. They believe the recommendation or the GST rate itself should be higher. What is your view, sir, as the finance minister of Assam?
No, I think the empowered committee has not in one voice turned down the recommendation. Because now we are protected by the 5 years of the central compensation. Once we are protected by the central compensation, I think we should respect the views of the various authorities, including the feedback of the Finance Ministry of the Government of India, because at the end of the day, they are the one who has to manage the inflation, and it is they are the one who has to pay the compensation to the state government for next 5 years. So I personally feel that states should be very cooperative with the central government, at least for the next 5 years, because we are protected by the compensation regime, and we should allow GST to grow so that GDP multiply. Our country become a model for a good GDP governance model, and our country progress. I think next 5 years we should quietly support central government, so that, because ultimately it is the central government who will manage the fiscal space of the country. So if Finance Ministry is of the view that this should be the standard rate, I think state government, my understanding is that will not come into the way. And we have full faith in the Finance Minister and his team. And we'll try to accommodate central government views during this period, because in any way, we are protected by the compensation for next 5 years.
You're right. My final question to you, sir, because already the lobbying has now started for what should be under the GST ambit and what should be exempt. The list of exemptions or the likely exemptions looks like it's getting longer. From your point of view, you know, alcohol, most states seem to agree that that should be left outside of the GST. Petroleum hopefully will come under the ambit of the GST in the future. But what is your view in terms of exemptions?
One thing we all know that the tobacco, then petroleum products, and also the tax on alcohol. Although alcohol has been kept permanently out of the GST regime, but these are the items which have for the time being kept out of the GST. And GST Council will decide when it should come in. But immediately the exemption, I think essential commodity like rice and what we say the daily का लोगों का जो सामान होता है, what our women for continue everyday buys for their kitchen, I think those items should be under the exempted from the purview of GST, because we have to create a model of GST which is immediately accepted by the people. So if we start taxing on the essential commodity, so the vibes of GST will not go well with the people. So our feeling is that essential commodity should be exempted from the GST.